Hey, Financial Literacy 101. This is your host, Ross Squirrel. And today, you know, coming back from the airport, I spoke to a lady sitting beside me for about a good hour. And, she's elderly. She's in her, well, I won't say she's elderly. So she's older. She's a mature lady. She's in her late 50s, early 60s. And she didn't make a lot of great decisions with her money when she was young, right? She told me in a span of 2 years, she bought 4 cars for various reasons. And 3 of those cars was because of her boyfriend at the time. She was very young, in her 20s. And this is all about, you can bounce back from whatever mistake you have made when it comes to your finances, right? Some of us think that, I'm so far in debt. I've made so many mistakes that there's no way I can have a retirement. And so you just keep the cycle of pain. You keep the cycle of debt going, thinking that you can't bounce back from it. Well, you can. Now, granted, she didn't go to college, so strike, right? That's a strike, because she said, you know what? I would have been better off if I went to college. And I told her, I said, you know what? You might have had more debt if you would have went to college. And she was like, well, you're true. And she told me about her kids. She said, I have a daughter who is married. She had a simple wedding. Her wedding cost like $10,000. Then she has a son who married some girl, and the wedding cost $80,000. Now, granted, they've been married for 8 years. So, the marriage is working out as far as she can tell. But they have spent so much money on this wedding, and they're so far in debt. They're still paying for this wedding, even though she gave him $10,000, her husband gave him $10,000, and the other parents from her family gave them $10,000 apiece, so a total of $40,000. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They're still paying back $40,000. Listen, it's financially feasible, men and women, but we know women, come on. We know that you want these glorious weddings that you see on TV or that you have conjured up in your mind to have. I tell people, you know what? Now, granted, maybe it's $6,000 now. I tell people, if you're taking more than $5,000 to have a wedding, then you are absolutely wrong. You're absolutely wrong, because some people are like, what am I gonna do with $5,000 for a wedding? Now, altogether, the wedding and the honeymoon should be no more than $10,000. Okay, I'm gonna break it down really easy for you, because I know you can bounce back. And this is not all about you having bad financial decisions with your finances, dealing with a wedding or a marriage or something like that. No, this is in all aspects of your life. I'm just giving you this example. So really, catering, right? After you go through the ceremonial, you can do it at your local church. And your local church will sometimes, most times, will do it for free. Just drop a little bit in the collection plate. Or you can do it in somebody's backyard who has a nice backyard or a big backyard. Then some of you are saying, well, I got so many people going to come. Then, what do they call it? Reserve, very special people, RVSAP or VSAP, I don't know. Like reserve, have them reserve it, because guess what? Not everybody shows up who says they're going to show up. Here's another one. What about throw your honeymoon, right? Your honeymoon and your wedding all into one? What about a destination wedding? That way you can knock the head off the snake in a lot of ways. You can kill the nanny on that one. Good afternoon, Miss Curly Girl. Thanks for joining us. Okay, it's RSVP. Thank you. You can bounce back for any financial issue that you may have. Now, I'm here to tell you, some of us will be paying a debt until the day we die because we just don't make enough money, right? And then with your tax return, what are you doing with your tax return? Are you throwing all the money at that debt? Are you trying to find the loopholes in that debt? Here's the thing I know. Some of you saying, hey man, in America, we have to pay taxes for the money we make for living in this great country, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm gonna tell you what rich people do. Rich people find loopholes, okay? And I've shown you a rich person's house. I showed you how they got their wealth. Now, quite frankly, I told you I have a couple of millionaire friends, and I had to prove it to you guys. No one challenged me because, I'm a very truthful guy. I try to be as much as I can. And I am going to try to give you some more of my millionaire friends when I go and visit them or I meet up with them just to show you how they live. Because not all of them live like the last one. All of them don't live like the last one. But I tell you this, you can bounce back from any financial mistake. That doesn't mean that you'll pay off all your debt. That doesn't mean that it didn't hurt your savings and retirement. But what it means is that you shouldn't just throw in the towel. You shouldn't wave the white flag, because it's not over. As long as you have breath in your lungs, you can bounce back from any financial situation that you deem unattainable, right? Because here at the end of the day, she is not working no more. Her husband is not working anymore. Now, granted, she said, my husband is a financial sense guy. Without him, I don't know. She said, I work 2 part-time jobs that don't even bring in $100 a month. Think about that. She said, I just do it to keep busy. But my husband is the penny pincher. He is the one who's sitting on all this money, and he's talking about we're going to travel. She said, we haven't traveled anywhere. He's talking about taking an 18-hour road trip. And I was like, if anybody knows me, I like flying. I don't like driving, like long distances, right? Here's my thing. If it's over 4 hours, can we fly, please? Can we fly? And some of you are like, oh man, I drive 10 hours. That's you. I just don't like driving that far. Now, granted, if you say, I'll drive, maybe 6 hours, maybe 6 hours. I just don't like being in the car that long, right? It tires you out. The road tires you out. An hour, a couple hours here and there, that's totally fine. You start getting over 4 and 6 hours, can we fly? Right? We're talking about a day's work of driving. Am I a truck driver? But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you look in the description of this video, I have those credit dispute letters that I always tell people about to remove things from your credit. That's going to free up some of your debt to income ratio. And matter of fact, it's going to raise your income level because it's going to erase some of that debt. And I'm just going to give you the truth of it is America is a country that runs off of debt. So why would you want to raise your credit score? Why would you want to do it? See, what we need to understand is your credit score is a tool that they look at in order to obtain more debt, right? Because you want a nice car, or you want a functional car. You want a nice house, or you want a house, right? You want something to call your own. But let's be real about it. If you raise your credit score and you go out there and get a loan, is it truly your car? Is it truly your house? No, not until you have the title, not until you have the deed. Because whoever gave you that money, it is their property. It is their property until you pay it off. See, what we need to understand is that, I'm going to take this from Dave Ramsey. He said, in order to live like no one else in our retirement, we have to live like no one else. So basically, he's talking about sacrificing. He's talking about live below your means. And nobody really wants to live below their means. You're like, you know what? I make $80,000 and I want to live like I have $80,000. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to kill your future wealth. That's going to kill your retirement. Now, I gave you a video. It was quite long. It was about an hour, 55 minutes. It was me and another financial advisor, Stephen Gardner, right? Taming Wall Street. Okay, I've been renaming the title to get those people the information that I know that's going to help them. See, you can use a cash value insurance account to multiply your wealth without taking hits like the stock market. Like today, right? I looked at my account for some strange reason. I lost $400, right? And I was like, when I looked at it on Robin, I was like, ooh, right? It hurt, but it didn't hurt because I'm not going to sell any of my securities. I'm not going to sell any of my investments. But nonetheless, I still looked at it. I was like, ooh, right? Because I got off the plane. And I was like, whoa, what happened? But then I saw all of my other stocks, like the stock market is going back up again. All of my other stocks were in green. But nonetheless, I'm like, okay, cool. But when you go watch that video, I know it's quite long, but the information is life-saving, right? Because we're using permanent life cash value accounts to multiply your money anywhere from 5 to 7% a year. And when the companies are not doing so well, you never lose money. They never go below 0%. Now, some of you are like, well, 5, 6%, I can grow my money in the stock market 20, 25%. Yes, that's if you have the right diversification. That's if you have the right mix of portfolio. That's if a recession or depression doesn't hit. But here's a way that you can go in, you can save anywhere from $100 to $1,000 a month, and you know your money's going to earn, or your money is just going to sit but never lose. Okay, and the reason why I'm telling you, because I lost $400 today. Some of you like, oh man, $400 ain't no money. Have you ever heard of people being a millionaire off of $10, being a millionaire off $100? Well, guess what? I lost money on my $400. But essentially, as I always tell people, so I don't want to contradict myself, because we know that we are walking contradictions. We do it all the time. That's because information changes throughout the day or every day. As long as you don't sell your investments, you don't lose money. You have lost value, right? You haven't lost money. But if you sell your investments for a lower amount than what you paid for, then yeah, you lost some money, bruh. You lost some money. So I'm here to tell you, you can bounce back from any financial mistake, any financial black hole that you put yourself in. That won't give you the assurance that you will never be out of debt, because some people, you've obtained so much debt that you might have to consolidate your loans, which that's not my first thing. My first thing is to get rid of it, right? Use those dispute letters to get that stuff off your credit report. And this is not essentially to just raise your credit score. This is essentially just to get it off your credit so you don't have to pay it anymore. Now, again, I feel kind of weary. I feel kind of, unethical about it. But there's loopholes that rich people use all the time to get stuff off their credit and to raise their capital, right? To use that money, that debt money, for a vehicle for cash flow in order to buy property and businesses and all other sorts of assets. You can too. The difference between you and them, information. I've learned this a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. It's information. And we don't have the information that they have. Okay? If you have the information, you can make a change in your life tremendously. So I'm giving you the information. If you need anything that I have, I give it freely in order for you to capitalize on the same information those rich people have. And I'm going to try to go visit some of my friends so they can give you a little bit of advice. Now, the reason why I like to show their wealth is to show you that, first of all, these people are legitimate. Because granted, when you got all this stuff, that doesn't really show you that they're rich. It just shows you that they have a lot of stuff. But if I'm going to visit them, I'm letting you know, I know the money they have in their accounts. My last buddy, Rod, is rich. Another buddy of mine, I don't know if he's gonna let me videotape him. He's not really a big social media guy, but I'm gonna try. His name is Jay. Another one, he's in New York. I'm gonna try to do a Zoom video. His name is Gigi, okay? I won't tell you his last name. His first name is Gashar. But he has a business called Mogul Ambitions. So I'm gonna try to bring you these guys so you can understand the world that I live in, and the information is genuine. Not just some joke on YouTube trying to show you $10,000 or I got a $500,000. Man, get out of here. Have that money in an account appreciating value. I don't want to see your money. Tell me how you got the money. They show you the money. They show you the money to rodeo, to loop you in to one of their business ideas, to one of their business platforms. Nah, I'm just giving you the information so you can make some money, so you can take care of yourself. And granted, the information I give you on some accounts, just multiply by 10 and you'll be a millionaire. And again, am I a millionaire? Nope. I'm just 100,000 there, just living okay life, not really worrying about anything. And some of you will love the life I even live, not worrying about nothing. Because guess what? If I want to go smoke a $50 or $150 cigar like I did, then I just go to my rich friend's house. If I want to sip on some I don't know how much was a bottle, $500 bottle of Japanese whiskey, then I go over one of my rich people's house. Like, hey man, you want some of this? Sure. Because I know I'm not gonna buy it. The most expensive bottle of scotch I have is $240. Okay, and I rarely drink, so I keep it for a long, long time. I'm not smooching. I'm not leeching off my friends. It's just a great time to give information and to look for the road ahead. I'm going to do some business here pretty soon. I'm going to make some major moves. So I might be living out my car. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be living out my car. But nonetheless, guys, the message of this video is, regardless of what you've been through in your personal life, in your business life, in your emotional life, through family trials and tribulations, whatever it may be, I'm letting you know that you have an opportunity. You still have a chance as you walk this earth to do better than you ever have before. But, right, there's always a but. It's going to take some sacrificing. It's going to take some pen and paper. It's going to take some of your time, because there's no perfect solution. The reason why this financial channel exists, because some people will come to you and tell you that this is the know-all be-all, this is the solution to all your problems. No. There's many roads to success, but at the end of the day, you can't get tired. You have to stay the course. So, unfortunately, I'm driving right now, so I can't read a lot of your messages, but I'll try to comment with your comments. I just want to, you guys have a great and wonderful day. And don't feel bad. Don't get down and depressed. Don't have anxiety about this money thing. If you know that you have a budget, you know that you're saving and investing, you know that you're trying to get rid of your debt, you're doing those things to put yourself in success, then keep doing it. Don't give up. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And just know that you can bounce back. I'm out.